Taraji are going head to head. All right? Come on, buddy. I just want to say, Contagious, I do love you. We're competitive. Okay. I would hate to see you the word. Here we go. You first. Let's start the beat. Who has more Twitter followers, Ed Sheeran's cat or 50 Cent's dog? Ed Sheeran's cat. That's correct. How many songs are on the Billboard Hot 100 chart? 100. That's correct. True or false? Passion Pit is both a band and a deodorant. True. No. True or false? Jimi Hendrix can play the guitar with his teeth. True. That's correct. What kind of music does a gospel choir sing? Gospel. That's correct. Is Ziggy Marley Bob Marley's son or his lawyer? Yeah. Is Lil Jon known for saying yeah or no way? Yeah. That's correct. Is R.E.M. a member of R.E.M. or BTS? I would say R.E.M. No. No, wrong. Yes or no, stage driving is a federal offense? Yes. No, it's not. It's not. Yes or no, 21 Savage turned 21? All right, the beat dropped on you guys. That means you guys get another 5,000 points. That's what I'm saying. Look at how you. All right, here we go. No. Get away. No. Here we go. Now, let's play a tag team round. When you get a question right, your partner will swap in. You just keep Whitney or Britney. Okay, cool. Now, Whitney Houston or Britney Spears.
Ew.
And Taraji, you'll face off first. Okay. Taika and Normani, get ready to tag in.
It's either Whitney or Britney, yeah?
That's correct.
Okay.
Either Whitney or Britney.
Is the answer.
Yes, it's the answer, yes. Let's do it. All right. Taraji, the first question's for you. Here we go. Who was born in Mississippi? Whitney or Britney?
Whitney.
No, Britney.
Britney?
Yeah. Who released an album called Just Whitney? That's correct. Who sang Baby One More Time? Britney! Yes. Who sang One Moment in Time?
Whitney!
Who was the first to receive the BET Lifetime Achievement Award?
Whitney!
Who won a record deal with a Whitney Houston cover?
Whitney!
No.
Whitney Houston cover?
Who has her own holiday in Las Vegas?
Whitney!
Who once said she likes to vacuum to relax?
Whitney!
That's correct. I'm yelling at it. Who works at a crawfish restaurant? Whitney! Whose name is Zero? Pretty simple. No! Whose favorite hot dog is a chili dog? No! It's Britney! Britney likes a chili dog!
I know that she likes Tito!
Britney likes
She likes Tito!
All right. That is 5,000 points. Things are heating up. Guys, the score is very close.
Log.
These legends are taking on the wheel of the possible character.
Claim.
You don't want to miss it. Stick around for that, my friend.
PM. We're going to be watching Pig Maneuver on the high speed chase in Houston, Texas.
We're about to play Wheel of Impossible Karaoke. Why hide your skin if Dupixent has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Kind of our skin, not us.
Because Dupixent targets a root cause of eczema, it helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of it. And for kids ages 6 and up, that means clearer skin and noticeably less itch.
Not me.
By helping to control eczema with Dupixent, you can change how their skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice.
Hide my skin. Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes or parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can show more with less eczema. Talk to your child's eczema specialist about Dupixent, a breakthrough eczema treatment. If you're going to go see one movie, see the one critics are calling left out hilarious and easily the best film of 2020. See that big Tom Ferrari? That's going to get me the movie sometime. Pizza.
It's a force to be reckoned with.
You have to.
The number one nutrition recommended brand. Helps keep baby skin drier and healthier. So every touch will protect like the
No.
first. Pampers.
No.
Wipes. By the waist. Garnier by Blessing Water. With reusable eco-pads. My cells work like a magnet.
588 to 300 Empire today. 588 to 300 Empire today.
By Garnier. Naturally. When you shop at Wayfair, you spend less and get way more. So you can bring your vision to life and save in more ways than one. For small prices, you can build big dreams. Spend less, get way more. Shop everything home at Wayfair today.
Because this is a sort of residential area here and going through so many intersections, making that turn there.
That really is where this becomes quite dangerous when you get off of the interstate and you go into these residential neighborhoods, and then there's these intersections that come up, blowing through traffic lights, that sort of thing. You know, obviously dangerous enough at high speeds as well on the interstate, but you know, when you get down here where there might be pedestrians, where they may encounter folks who may be riding a bike or something along those lines, it really does, you know, kind of hold your breath as they pass through these intersections.
Another intersection. Thankfully going through
And this is Lawndale, by the way.
Lawndale there. That's the intersection there. Thankfully no one hurt so far in all of this. And you zoomed in a little earlier, and it appeared we were able to see the driver with his or her arm there clutching the steering wheel very tightly there. We were able to see that a little earlier. Wondering now, we see the brake lights here, wondering what's happening here. Is this another intersection? Making that left turn there near the supermarket and going into a neighborhood type area. Just wondering if this is very close to where this all started though. Wow.
This is usually the beginning of the end for most of the chases that I have covered. When they get into a neighborhood, they got to slow down. Either that or get into an accident by blowing through a... He was just trying to figure out whether he's going to turn left or right. Can we go back over the railroad tracks again? Let me put up Sky Map here for you just a minute. Yeah, and give you an idea of where we are.
And like I said before, you know, you get this is a Junius Street. You start back there, it looks like, you know, spools of wire. So this could be a work truck that was taken from a work site. Again, we're still not exactly sure why police are chasing this, but again, it did start off as someone chasing this vehicle, or at least following this vehicle and calling HPD.
And
there's a pretty good view of the driver there. It's best I can do at the moment.
The tinted windows, so it's kind of hard to
It does appear to be a male.
It appears to be a male, and we're looking thankful for Sky Map here just to show us exactly where this is happening, because so many people are streaming this on ABC13.com now, and many of them are driving or getting ready to get on the road here, hearing about this police chase. And by the way, if you are just now joining us, this is a police chase in progress that started around 11:50, just before the lunch hour, started around Navigation there, went to the South Loop and into 288, and we are now, Don, trying to take a look here at Sky Map. Are we in the...
Wayside or Broadway? Navigation. Looks like we're on Navigation.
Still on Navigation there. This is East Navigation.
And, you know, we've we've talked in the past, with Houston Police, and they brought up the fact that there's technology that they can use to start tracking some of these folks. And one of the latest proposals would be to have a device that would fire a GPS monitor or a tracker onto a vehicle fleeing from police. And that's sort of uses spike strips, but who knows? At this point, this guy could have run over anything, but
it might be just a bit of an illusion, too, if he has some white leather tires, too. So that could be just like a little illusion there that we're seeing.
Flying over the trees here.
Come out, well, there it is, okay.
But
I
SkyMap.
have not seen them put down any spike strips yet. Because he's so far all over the place that it's going to be almost impossible to get out ahead of him. They don't know which way he's going to turn. If he was on a boulevard or a freeway, it'd be a whole lot easier to get some spike strips down. But I think that right now we're just kind of in a wait-and-see mode with Houston Police Department to see what he's going to do and where he's going to go. I'm sure that this is a full-blown chase with many police cars involved in this.
Right, and as you mentioned, also HPD has their helicopter up as well, following this turn by turn. So very, very unlikely this guy's going to get away. But fortunately at this point he's starting to slow down. We did see, Don, you mentioned that speeds were up to 80 or 90 miles an hour while he was on the interstate, still going on Navigation Boulevard right now.
And slower, a lot slower.
I'm back now, guys. So, I got done taking a shower, and we're gonna fix it. What's this now?
That there have been no collisions so far. In fact, he or she has gotten very close to many vehicles, but so far we haven't seen any side swipes or any collisions so far. Just following this one, now that the suspect has slowed significantly here, still along Navigation, as I understand it here, trying to look here, Navigation Boulevard there, looking at SkyMap via Sky 13 here.
Yes, it's East Navigation.
Navigation, yeah.
Here's
Making a
It
U-turn
looks like
now.
we're going to do a U-turn.
Yeah.
Aren't we thankful, too, that this time of day,
Right.
It's school hours, so kids are not out and about, playing around and whatnot. So I was really worried about that when he was going through some of these neighborhoods, that there might be some kids out there, but most of them are in school.
Yeah, and according to HPD, the first call on this came in at 11:30, so now we're getting on to almost a full hour that this person has been on the run. He's not going to be able to go.
It's almost as if it's like a developing story, the ongoing, moving story. We don't know what's going to happen, what's going to transpire, and everybody is kind of hanging on the edge waiting to see. Now we're going the wrong way on East Navigation. This could be. Let's see if he's going to get out of here.
He appears
Why would he be on the wrong side of the street? Not sure. Yep, looks like he's going to jump.
Open the door.
What is that?
open.
Yep, door's open.
One arm on the door, one arm on one hand there on the steering wheel, slowing down a bit. The door closes. Again, he is on the wrong side of the road here at East Navigation. Yeah, police still behind him. Boy, this is a dangerous situation as we are watching this one very closely. A police chase in progress on Navigation Boulevard. If you are hearing us, please make sure that you are aware of this and you are being very cautious in that area.
And coming back
And the other thing, too, that we need to make sure that everybody remembers the fact that police are kind of holding back. They don't know if this guy is armed or not. And so it would be real easy to go ahead and get in front of him, but you don't want to get shot if he is armed.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. And we had seen this driver go the opposite way down Navigation, and then, of course, made the U-turn now coming back this way. Thankfully, now on the right side of the road as traffic picks up a little bit. As he keeps continuing to come. I think this is headed back toward the Gulf Freeway. Is that right, Don? Check my directions there.
To be honest with you, I don't know.
It gets hard to follow.
You're just going to... We're headed westbound.
Westbound, okay.
Westbound.
Yeah, he's headed westbound on Navigation. Thank you, Alan.
Here we go, another intersection here. And this one has, at one point he's approaching 69. Listen to our producer here as well, too. But at one point, about, 5 minutes ago or so or less, the suspect was seen there with the door open, the driver's side door, just before he went to the wrong side of the road. Here's the turn here on what appears to be maybe Millby Street? Maltby Street there.
Are we going to get a pit maneuver here?
Yeah, I was about to say, officer, almost close enough now to do a pit maneuver, but now just as we said that, he's starting to speed up. Often behind the building and the trees there, hopefully we'll get him coming back out. There it is right there. Yeah, is it Maltby, I believe, so Avenue H.
Avenue H, making that left there on Avenue H and going again through these neighborhoods. Why I tell you, just a scary situation.
Yeah, and you know, you had mentioned...
And with more and more vehicles, more and more police vehicles joining the chase, sooner or later one of these is going to be able to get in front of him. There's one right there that he just passed. So and I've seen that's happened about 3 or 4 times now. So police are getting in front of him on occasion, and sooner or later they're going to block him in, I'm sure, where he won't be able to continue on the path that he has chosen. We'll see.
Yeah, and you mentioned that, you know, you kind of gotten the feeling that maybe this person might be familiar with this area and not, you know, just sort of accidentally turning into a, you know, an area that might have a cul-de-sac or a dead end. And again,
and also, Jeff, the fact that he was looking to bail earlier when he got on the wrong side of the street with the door open, and I guess he figured that there were fences around there and he couldn't run. I get the feeling that that's what he's kind of looking for.
Yeah, maybe to jump out and then hop over a fence and get away on foot. That doesn't usually end too well either for these guys. HPD usually does a pretty good job of tracking them down even when they get out of the vehicle.
Well, Don, I tell you what, it appears that this HPD SUV appears to be trying to get a little closer to the suspect's vehicle and potentially trying to do a pit maneuver. We're watching that very closely right now. If you can see that SUV there, seems to be getting a little closer each time, as you see here, almost on the side of the suspect's vehicle here.
But, you know, that's a very delicate operation because you got to be careful in the fact that once that vehicle is spun, he could very easily just continue driving in the opposite direction. And I think that the whole idea of the pit maneuver is to basically disable the vehicle to the point where it does come to a stop.
Yeah. Have we looped back around to where the guy was initially opening the door with the with his arm out, or is this a little bit further?
That's what this boulevard appears to be. Yeah. Back in the same vicinity.
Yeah, Avenue H and I, and the Canal Street coming up, a major intersection there.
And if you are just now joining us, we're going to bring you up to speed here. This is a live police chase here in progress. It started around 11:30, according to HPD, so this has been going on for almost an hour now. Started actually on Navigation, which is where we are right now.
But it took us a while to get here. We actually went to the South Loop, then police started chasing him to Highway 288. We're on Navigation Harrisburg right now. It's making a left, but this thing actually went to the East Tex Freeway, and then to the Gulf Freeway, and then got off the freeway, and then on the east side, and now we're headed over Greens Bayou on Navigation.
And picking up speed here again, significantly actually, with an HPD SUV unit there hot on his trail, but that suspect is picking up speed significantly. We were able to watch about 5 to 7 minutes ago when that suspect opened the driver's side door, and it appeared that he was ready to bail out of the car. He then drove on the wrong side of the road before continuing on, and Side 13 here over the scene, continuing to follow this. We understand, Donna Armstrong, we understand that you guys are following this, and you have to get over some things to keep in contact with this suspect. Now slowing down and making this right turn here with a police SUV unit there right on his trail.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of traffic in that area. Don, tell us what's going on as far as these side streets go. Do you see a lot of other people on the road?
No, not a lot of. This is kind of an industrial area in here, and so there's not a lot of homes in here, and therefore not a lot of pedestrian or civilian traffic. So, as you can tell, we're kind of blowing through this particular neighborhood over here in southeast Houston.
Medina and Lawndale.
Now we're back on a boulevard again.
Yeah. Getting back on Lawndale.
This is on Lawndale. Yeah.
Oh, you see now HPD in the intersection. Let's see what happens here.
I think they were more interested in shutting down the intersection, and so let's see if we can do that. There's the pit maneuver. There's the pit maneuver. This may be it. This may be the end. Yep, and there he is. He's out. Hands are up. It's over with.
He's on the ground.
He's down on the ground.
Hands behind his back, following police commands,
Yeah.
it would appear at this point.
At Broadway Street and LaPorte, is that what we're saying here?
That's right.
Broadway and LaPorte, the suspect is down, hands behind his back, on the ground.
K-9 unit.
K-9 unit there.
Police approaching very cautiously, but as you said, the chase is over, and now the suspect is in custody.
Wow. Great job by HPD, whoever was driving that car. That is the perfect example of a perfect pit maneuver.
Yeah, and sometimes when those pit maneuvers happen, other people can be put into jeopardy, but not this time around. It was a very clear road, very clear intersection. The officer did exactly what he was supposed to do.
And Don, is this suspect...
Checking. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, as the suspect is now being taken into custody, the great thing about this chase, if there is one, is that no one else was hurt. I mean, this suspect was going, you clocked him at about 80 to 90 miles per hour at one point on the freeway. And thankfully,
at one point, yes.
Yeah, and thankfully no one was hurt.
And you notice what the police officers, once they got him into custody with handcuffs behind him, then they checked the vehicle as well, both the passenger seat and the seat behind the driver and passenger. And obviously nobody else in the vehicle with him. They're going to stand him up now, and they're going to take him over to a police car, and they'll do a preliminary search. And this has finally come to an end. Boy, I'll tell you what. Get your heart pounding when you're involved in this sort of thing.
60 minutes after it was first reported to HPD, the police chase coming to an end after an officer used the pit maneuver at Broadway and LaPorte.
And we're glad to say that this has come to an end safely.
Well said.
And Don, I'm with you. You can actually breathe a sigh of relief a little bit. You hold your breath, because you just never know how these things will end. And as you mentioned, this was a perfect pit maneuver to end this police chase. Almost an hour.
That's right. And so many people's lives are put into jeopardy here when they do these police chases like this, and no fault of the police, that's for sure, but you got to wonder what these people are thinking when they go on a chase and lead everybody on a chase like this. It's so dangerous. Even at a 35-mile-an-hour clip, if somebody were to step out in front of the car, it could cost them their lives.
And Don, we're going to go ahead and show you the replay of how this ended just 2 minutes ago. This chase coming to an end as the suspect turned onto Broadway. An officer pulling up aside. You see the pit maneuver right there.
And there it is, the end of that chase. The suspect then opening his door as police surround him, and a K-9 unit jumps out. He lies on the ground, hands behind his back, as authorities come right there armed. And Don, you mentioned we saw the police actually going to check the vehicle, and then the suspect taken into custody.
We'll take you back to regular programming, but we can want to remind our viewers that we'll continue to stream the end of this chase over on abc13.com.